For every individual, leadership, commitment, satisfaction, and even our own performances are considered to be really desired outcomes. And so we need to really have an active engagement with our emotional intelligence. And these emotional intelligence components are what make up the outcomes of the part of our lives. And these components are associated with our introverted and extroverted arenas according to the MBTI personality type. So the inner world is a pattern of how we tend to react to experiences, but it's things that nobody really sees directly because it's inside of ourselves. It's what only you are aware of. So internally, you're going to evaluate the data, the experiences, the possibilities, and even consider the value of a situation. For example, when you replay a meeting in your head, you might want to think about questions you want answers to, or evaluate the merits of a presentation. Now, when you engage in the outer world with a pattern that people can really recognize, that goes along with our extroverted personality type. And we're going to seek more information or make decisions and commitments. So let's look at maybe a detailed project plan. And it's going to require structure, priorities versus sharing links and ideas. And we're going to really need to be able to talk that through and asking about really related questions. Looking at the variety of interpersonal aspects that are associated with emotional intelligence, we're going to see that this is really associated with the introverted side or the introverted arena. And this is where we're going to be affected by factors such as self-control, emotional control, and orientation to our achievement. Let's look at some of these key elements. So first we have self-awareness. So self-awareness is the self-confidence that challenges can be met. They're going to be a realistic self-assessment and a recognition of moods and drives. We're going to be able to see ourselves as talented and capable. Self-regulation is the ability to control or redirect impulses. They're going to be conscientious, the ability to organize and to achieve our goals and to fulfill obligations. Emotional self-control, the ability to control emotions and suppress hostile feelings. Emotional discipline, management of emotional flow and emotional hijacking experiences. Flexibility. This is the enjoyment of the challenge of change. It's the management of variety, seeing experiences as information for future use, enjoying some ambiguity, and being open to experiences. Motivation is the ability to pursue goals with energy, strong achievement drive, and optimism. Achievement is the drive to do well within clearly defined structures and the ability to achieve through that independent action, meaning you have initiative. Resilience is the ability to use resources efficiently, not get discouraged, being self-sufficient, and persistency in seeking one's goals. Stress management or well-being. This is the maintenance of our good physical and mental condition, the optimism about the future, and the ability to access coping resources. As we look through each of these, you're going to notice that there are some of these aspects which you may exhibit low, average, or highly. And it means that this is how you express yourself or how you're able to connect with yourself in these qualities. And it's likely that some of them are not really fully developed responses for you, while others are very fine-tuned. So for example, you may be highly motivated and achievement-oriented with a little bit of empathy or tolerance for others. On the other hand, you may be a master at communicating social skills and persuading others, but easily become overcommitted and stressed out. So as you look at this, you want to be able to identify your typical patterns in your interpersonal and intrapersonal arenas and learn to use those functions that you rarely access when it's appropriate to do so. In other words, know what it is that you typically do and decide what response is best in a given situation. And if appropriate, access another response that is really constructive and productive in that situation. So to make the most of this information, it helps to really gain clarity about how you use the processes as described and identifying your process or your pattern of using these mental processes. Another thing to do is to develop these processes that you use less often so that you can really know the behaviors that are associated with the mental processes for ease of future use. And lastly, amplify your awareness about how you are doing in responding appropriately, which means attending to others' responses to you and sending feedback about your own behavior.